So another thing I noticed working with the MPC 2.2 software, coming from a Studio One background, I was an avid Studio One user for a long time, and I really liked the time stretching features that it offered, and time stretching and lining up your loops, pre-existing drum loops in the AKAI software. It's pretty nice, man. It doesn't take a lot of time to pull my samples together in loops. I don't do a whole lot of heavy sampling, but again, it's just nice to know that it's available to me when I decide to do a track that requires it. If I'm looking for an older sound, older style of drums, to be able to drag that in, not lining everything up and, looking for BPMs. I mean, the way they have it available to drag and drop and time stretch your audio samples is really nice with the time warping they have. So what I usually do, I have just some basic classic breaks here. We'll just drag one in. I don't know what the tempo is on these, and then this is another nice thing. It doesn't really give you the tempos on some of these, and you could spend a lot of time searching and doing BPM detects. And with this, I hold down my control key on my keyboard, and with this particular sample, since it's so short, we'll stretch it down to 2 bars. So I hold down the control key, and I just drag the end of that region to line up at the 2 bars. So I got a 2-bar loop, and it's all on beat already. And I have my beat BPM set to 120. But if I want to change that, we'll do it to 92. So if I want to drag this and make it a 4-bar loop, I just copy it, paste it right on the 2-bar end, and there you got it. Now it's 4 bars. Kid stuff, right? It's really nice and quick, man. Like I said, it has a really nice efficient workflow, and what I usually do, I drag these loops in and I start start cutting some of the loops out. If I just want the kick or snare of it, I'll just cut out the rest of the loop and build up my own arrangement and step recording per se with the waves and things. And then you can go back to your drum samples and pull up your drum pads and start playing around the samples to really thicken it and give it a little bit more body to the loops. Because sometimes if it's an older loop style, it's a little thin, a little flat on the sound. So you just want to start building your drums around the loop with your own existing one-shot samples on your pads. All right, so for you guys that want to do things from scratch, a lot of us, will have pre-existing samples, but it's nice to start fresh. If you got some vinyls or CDs that you want to sample from, or a cell phone or iPad, whatever the audio source is, you can feed that directly into the MPC Touch and capture the samples that way live instead of having a library of sounds that you have from your older library. It's kind of nice to start fresh with some new sound sources. So what I usually do, what's been working for me to chop up my samples, I use a plugin in the software called Serato Sample. Serato Sample works really nice of getting the sample, chopping it up to all the pads or keyboards, whatever you're using to trigger it, and it detects the BPM for you automatically, and it allows you to switch notes right on the fly. I mean, it synchronizes the sample automatically to whatever BPM your DAW is hosted at. Right now my BPM is at 92, so I'm just going to demonstrate. We'll capture a live sample of a song that I've created. I don't want to use anyone else's stuff, and YouTube is flagging everybody. So I'll use one of my old songs I did from back in the day. Just do a 20-second sample, and I'll show you how I'll chop it up in Serato with an MPC software. It works really slick on the pad too, and I'll show you where the key assignment is and the mapping for Serato sample on the MPC Touch as well, because it took me a while to find the mapping of where the pads were and where the sounds were, but after I found it, it was home run right after that. So I'll just demonstrate this 20-second sample. We'll record it, and then I'll show you where it's located in your project folder, and we'll upload it right into the Serato sample. Alright, the sample's captured and is ready to upload in Serato. But before we upload it in Serato, what we want to do is save the song after you record any sample into the MPC. You want to save your song in the MPC software. That way the sample that you're uploading or recording into the MPC Touch can be retrieved in the project folder, the project data folder in the MPC software. Otherwise you won't see it. So if you recorded it and it's done and you go to your project folder, the new sample won't be there. So you gotta save it first in the MPC software, then upload it in Serato sample. So what we want to do now is go to plugin mode on the MPC Touch. We're going to pull up Serato. And there it is. Hit select. And it's ready to go. Now we want to pull up the Serato so we can load the sample. Now it does say drag or drop file on the screen, but you can't drag and drop audio files from the MPC software into Serato. You got to click load audio file first to upload any sample or wave that you have. So we're just going to click on load audio file, and it directs me to my MPC folder. Title of the song is untitled because we're not naming it, it's just a test. And we're going to scroll down alphabetically to the end and look for new sample. And there it is. Highlight it, select open, and boom, there it is. It's uploading Serato sample now, what we just sampled. And what's nice about Serato is I can click on find samples and it automatically chops up the audio file that we have into slices. Now, the next thing you want to do on your MPC Touch is click on Pad Bank C. Is going to get you to the octave of C1. And it's the second row of pads where it starts. So it's the first one, second one, and third one. And if you want to go further into it, you have to go to D. And that'll give you the rest of the samples. So if I hit it, and right now it's not on a continuous hit. So on Serato sample, I want to click on this continuous play tab right on top, and now I can just hit the MPC pad and it's going to play continuously without me holding it down. And it automatically syncs it up to the BPM of your DAW. So right now it's at 120 BPMs on the MPC software, and if I want to slow it down, it's going to slow down the sample also. And what I also like about Serato, if I want to change the pitch or transpose the note of the sample, I can hit it up or down. Right now it detects the key in F minor, and what's nice about that is I can just change the key automatically without doing any type of edits. Just click up or down. So, you know, if you're into chopping samples, this is the tools to have. Serato sample plus the MPC software 2.2 and MPC Touch. It's a winning combination, man. I mean, you'll be able to dish out beats in no time. I want to thank everybody for watching and supporting my videos, man. I really appreciate the support I've been getting. Even with my podcast I used to run back in the day. If you want to check out some of those older interviews, you can hit it up at www.spudtootight.com. www.spudtootight.com. And I've interviewed some heavy hitters, man, some legends, and there's a lot of information out there, man. If you're starting out or if you've been doing it for a while, man, hearing it from the legends that have been selling millions of albums and charting on the charts, man, on the radio, those are the guys that you need to listen to and check out. So stay tuned. I got some upcoming interviews I'll be doing, and I'll also be doing some live tutorials on YouTube Live, where I can do some demonstrations like this in live form. And so instead of chatting, you guys can hit me up on a cell phone or a landline and talk to me over the phone, over YouTube Live, and all of the audio will be broadcasted directly from my studio in stereo, directly from my DAW, using my personal studio wiring configuration VSC. I'm able to stream all of my audio directly to you in stereo, directly from my studio with a direct feed, and also take incoming calls from landlines and cell phones so we can all communicate and converse online together in real time. Again, hit me up, www.spud2tight.com. Until next time, you guys keep it tight. Peace.